Ego lacks big vision. Heaven Letter Number 5030. September 2, 2014. One thing you can be absolutely sure of is that I do not have an ego to consult. It is laughable that I would have an ego. To have an ego, there would have to be something I feel I have to justify. I would have to think I have something to defend. The very idea has me rolling in the aisles. Human beings have egos, for they listen to a false prophet. Ego at your side perks up its ears when he feels threatened and, therefore, feels he must stand up for himself parading as you. Ego is ever ready on the alert, just in case. Ego has nothing to do but look out for offense. From smallness of vision, ego finds offense lurking around every corner. Ego's attention is on smallness. Ego lacks a grand vision. Is ego the opposite of God? Is ego the mighty mouse oppressor taking the role of defender? Is this ego? Ego, the fault finder. Ego, the hair splitter. Ego, the raging ox. Ego, the pincher of hearts. Ego, the thin-skinned. Ego, on the lookout. Ego, the censor. Ego, the critic. Ego who cannot be pleased because never enough deference is given to him. Ego, the inflamed. Ego, the heartache and bellyachre. Ego, the robot, who stands with sword in hand, ready to swipe at anyone who doesn't give due deference. Ego, the warrior. Ego, the thick-headed. Ego, who constantly jockeys for position. Ego, the nitpicker. What on earth or in heaven would I ever be doing with ego? Then I would not be God. I would be more like a crybaby. I would not reign. I would bounce off of everyone, and I would avoid darts. I would become a keeper of scores. I would be the farthest thing from a god. If I reduced myself to ego, I would resign. Ego has some dominion in the world. None in heaven. Ego has no entrance to heaven. Ego would fear to enter. He knows he would dissolve here in heaven. He knows there is no place for him. In heaven, he couldn't lift his head. Ego is so small, he wouldn't even be seen in heaven. Ego would wither on the vine if he were not seen. Ego depends for his livelihood on being noticed. Ego would perish if he were not a star. Ego is so puffed up with his own importance. If ego had any importance, he wouldn't need to be puffed up. As it is on earth, ego says to you with great aplomb, "See me. See me. I am your savior. Never mind God. He's off somewhere smoking a peace pipe while I stand up for you. I fight off all the darts and arrows that are thrown at you. I cover for you. I protect your honor. I don't let anyone get away with anything. I am quick to act on your behalf." Ego is such a con artist. He sure has you fooled. You think ego is necessary. All the while, ego is a fraud. He incites. He starts fires. He starts conflagrations. He sets off bombs. Now, you might say, God, if ego is so nothing, why are you belaboring his non-existence? Why are you alerting us to the shabbiness of ego? Why do you talk about ego as if he were an archenemy? Why don't you just ignore him? That's what you want us to do, isn't it? Why don't you just huff and puff and blow him away? Beloved Wrangler, ego does not exist. He is a false front. I would, however, stand on my head to get you beyond ego. Ego is yours. He is your made-up cartoon character. Yes, I rail against ego. I try to open your eyes to ego so he can disappear from the face of earth. Ant bites hurt. They are so tiny, and yet they hurt. Ego is small, yet ego gets in your way in a big way. Ego that doesn't exist gets in your way, beloveds. And you are the ones who must leave ego behind. So long as you feel ego exists and exists rightfully, he is quick to incite you to battle. When you step over ego and beyond the strife he exercises in you, then you will know what freedom and peace are, and then you will live them instead of the pinpricks of little non-existent ego. Ego be gone. Channeled by Gloria Wendroff. heavenletters.org